Welcome back to PerspectiveofZ, your favorite generational podcast. I'm Katrina.
And I'm Rachel, and boy do we have a lot to talk about today. Can we start by talking about how short that welcome was?
I'm sorry, did you want me to go on for an eternity? Because I did.
I mean, I did last week.
I know you did last week.
Oh, so you're giving them a break?
Yeah. This is
Makes
your
sense.
bye week, which is a football term that I know. My parents should be proud of me.
You know a football term?
Surprisingly, I know that
Pleasantly
one.
surprised.
Yeah.
What else do we have to talk about this week? That was kind of it.
That was it. This has
been another episode of PerspectiveofZ.
Oof.
I'm kidding, we're not ending the episode that early.
Please don't hang up.
I wasn't planning on it. For a second, I thought you were telling our listeners not to hang up, and I was like, they're not on the... That's not quite how it... Okay. And then the smart part of my brain started working.
That's good. I like that part of
Yeah.
your brain. Most of the time.
Most of the time?
Yeah.
Do I want to ask?
You use that part of your brain to fight me sometimes.
You need it!
I know.
Anyway. What have you been up to this week?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, here's the thesis.
The thesis,
whatever. So I mentioned last week that my favorite thing was long weekends because I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. We had Tuesday off too because of a snow day. So that was a 5-day weekend.
I had 6 days without school.
Do you want to explain that, Rachel?
Yeah, sure. Let's just start with it really hasn't been my week. With all of the events of this week, it has not been my week. So
Except
we did
for
not
one.
have... What happened that was good?
If you forget, I'll tell them after you finish explaining.
The message you wrote me?
Yes!
Oh, okay,
Since
yeah, no,
we've
that was
known
good.
each other for a year now, which is insane.
This is bonkers. We've known each other a year, and we've been doing this podcast 6 months.
Well, not 6 months yet, but almost.
We're close. Is it next week 6 months?
I think it's in 2 weeks, maybe. Let's check.
No, because there are
countdown.
52 weeks in a year. 52 divided by 2 is 26. And this is week 25.
That does make sense.
Math! And I'm not even in a math class, because I failed calculus. I should not brag about that as much as I do. Anyway, this week was not good. So I did not have Friday off, but we had a half day, so I'm counting that. Because we left halfway through the day for the snowstorm, so I had half of Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had Monday off, so I went rock climbing with a friend of mine and sprained my ankle. And then, Tuesday, my mom got a snow day in her district, but I didn't get one in mine. So I woke up and I was like, hey mom, do I have a snow day? And she goes, no. And I go, okay, we have a bigger problem. I can't walk. And she was like, what do you mean? And I was like, my ankle is so swollen, I cannot put any pressure on it. So we looked at it and it was like ridiculously swollen. So I spent about half of the school day on Tuesday at urgent care. And then I got home, took a nap because I was just absolutely exhausted. Like, I didn't cry when I sprained my ankle. I didn't cry until they put me in the x-ray thing. And then she, like, started rotating my ankle, and it hurt. So I got home and took a nap because I was just a mess. And I was Snapchatting with you, and you could tell my face was like, I had been sobbing.
Yes.
So I took a nap, and when I woke up, school ended because they called another early out due to the storm. And then Wednesday, we had a snow day. So, I had a 2-day school week.
I had a 3-day school week, but yeah.
Petition to make all weeks this short.
Yeah, I like having 5-day weekends. And
Yeah, it's great.
yeah, and not having to go to class, except for driving classes, since I procrastinated taking my driver's test so much that my driver's ed expired.
I didn't even know that was possible, honestly.
Yeah, I think the people were really confused why I waited. So, Yeah. A lot of people are confused why I waited, including you. But
yeah.
But I have my reasons. You said
I love
you
you
said
anyway.
I wouldn't have to study, but literally if I hadn't studied, wouldn't have passed. So, don't want to hear it. But I had
Okay, to be fair, the test I took asked if I should race a train across the tracks. That was one of my questions.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyways, I had my makeup driver's ed today, which was
How'd that go?
so. Here's the thing. It was a Alive at 25 class, if any of you know what that is, but basically,
No,
it's
I don't.
a class.
Explain, please.
It's a class for, like, most of the people in there were in there because I don't really know how it works because I wasn't in there for this, but if you have a speeding ticket or something, or, like, driving under the influence or something, that they won't, you need to take this class in order to have a higher chance of keeping your license or something.
Oh, so like if your license is revoked, you have to do
Yeah, but there were some people that didn't have their licenses revoked. They just had some speeding tickets, but it would do some good things for them in court or something. But there were 16 people in the class. There were 3 people that were there to get their permit, like me, and I was one of them. And I was the only person in the room that had not driven before. So basically, I was the only person in that room that had never done anything driving illegally. So,
Proud of you!
proud of me, not proud of them necessarily, but you know.
Alright, now tell me their name, their age, their phone number.
No, I didn't talk to any of them. The teacher
rude.
scared the heck out of me, like, honestly. He went around interrogating everybody, like, he had us pair up into partners and talk about what we liked about driving and what made our passengers nervous about our driving. And I was paired up with one of the people that was getting their permit too, so we were both kind of like, I've never driven before, yeah, and then that was our conversation. Then he went around and, like, interrogated everyone, and I was like, so, this is so-and-so, and he's never driven before either, because he introduced me first, and the instructor was like, well, I can tell just by looking at him, that's a lie. And he was like, he was so shocked, like, and he also got one of the girls to tell him he got one of the girls to prove that she was either drunk or hung over at the class.
Wow.
Because at the introduction, he was like, okay, by the end of class, I'm gonna be able to prove that you're either drunk or hungover.
This sounds sketchy.
It was really sketchy. I was terrified, and he kept, like, getting up in people's faces, like, talking about how you shouldn't wear your seatbelt. If you don't wear your seatbelt, then, like, you're gonna die. And he actually, like, everybody should wear their seatbelt. I misspoke. Stuff like that. But
I know, I was like,
yeah. But he literally, he was talking about this NASCAR driver that died, because he didn't wear his seatbelt or whatever, and he had one of the kids sit down, and then he was, like, moving the kid's head to show how the neck snapped.
What the heck?
It was actually terrifying, and the kid was just sitting there like, what did I sign up for?
Honestly, I would be scared.
I was scared, and if he had told me to get up, I would have got up and left the room.
I don't blame you. Hey, while we're on the topic of cars and driving, can we talk about my morning?
Oh yes, please do, Rachel.
I drove into a ditch.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so I was going on an on-ramp to the interstate, and I hit a patch of black ice and just, like, spun into the ditch on the side. Luckily, I managed to spin to the right, which is where the ditch was, and not the left, which is where the highway was.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Which is, like, great, but I was stuck there for 15 minutes waiting for my mom, and then as she was driving me to work, I was on the phone with the insurance people, and then all day, because they took, that happened at noon. My car was not driven out of the ditch until 5:30 or 5:45.
Wow.
Yeah, so I kept getting calls from my insurance that was like, has your car been picked up yet? And then calls from the tow company that was like, sorry, I'm late still. And then calls from the insurance that was like, so, can you tell us about your car picking up experience? And I was like, it hasn't happened yet. And she was like, oh, okay, I'll call you back in 20 minutes. And I'm like, finally I was like, can I give you a different number to call? And then I gave them both my mom's number. And I was like, you can deal with it. I'm at work, please. And she was like, yeah, no, of course. And so my mommy took care of it for me. Love that.
We love your mom.
We do love my mom. She was reading me memes after I was in urgent care.
That's great.
Yeah. Except they were picture-based memes, so it didn't make any sense. But, like, whatever. She's cute.
Yeah.
My mom just sent me a picture that she took of my car in the ditch. And she labeled it Rachel's first accident. The car is fine, Rachel's fine, just a little late for work. Listen, it was not an accident. I just drove into the ditch a little.
A little?
Lot.
A
lot.
How do you drive into a ditch a little, Rachel?
I don't know. When we were on the phone with the insurance lady and she was trying to, like, figure out what happened, she was like, oh, so is it just, like, the side two wheels or the front two wheels in the snow? And I was like, no. My entire car is in the ditch, like, in a snowbank. And she was like, oh. I was like, yeah.
Solid.
So anyway, what else are we gonna talk about this week?
Yeah, we kind of just went on an anecdote, tangent.
Anecdotes. Tangent? Yeah, that
Anecdote,
works.
tangent. Big words. English is hard.
They are. I don't like words. They're hard. And because of that, this is the conclusion of this week's episode.
It is not. Please don't stop listening.
We need the views.
By the way, can we talk about views for a second?
Yes. What type? Political?
No, we hit over 1,000 views
our
this week.
Views.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we did. That was absolutely crazy.
Because we checked the stats. I check the stats occasionally. I don't know how much Rachel checks them.
I check the stats a lot. I think the numbers are really cool and, like, the graphics. Stuff.
I like the numbers a lot, but I don't check them because I don't think that they're gonna go up every 5 minutes.
I check it, like, once a day.
Yeah. I check whenever Rachel tells me to. So,
like this week.
Yeah, so we were at, like, how many views? We were at, well, not, it isn't views, it's listens, downloads, whatever.
Wait, are you saying this is an audio-only podcast?
What? I didn't say that.
I'm shook. We're gonna make merch that just says audio-only podcast. I'm kidding, we're not actually making merch.
Tori wants us to make merch, though.
I know.
Anyways, so Rachel, DM'd me and she was like, Hey, Katrina? Can you go, like, check can you go check the thing?
The numbers?
The numbers? Because
on Tuesday, out of nowhere, our numbers, like, skyrocketed up to way above where they normally are. And it was absolutely bonkers. Like, it was 4 times what it normally is on upload day. So I don't know what happened, but I am so okay with it.
Yeah, and thank you all for listening. So we say this every week, but honestly, we wouldn't be able to keep making this if people didn't listen. So,
I mean, we would just be sad about it.
Yeah, but thank you for making us happy.
Yay, you make us happy. If your goal this year is to make someone smile every day, cough, cough, Ethan Edgehill, cough, cough, at wow now, the O's are zeros.
Except not on Instagram anymore.
Except not on Instagram. He's Bacon and Ethan.
Although, wow now on Instagram, the O's are zeros, is a great meme page.
Yes, it's about Bacon and Eggs, a movie lovers podcast. New episodes every Thursday, available wherever you get your podcasts, and now on Spotify. Why do I plug their podcast more than my own?
I don't know, Rachel. Why do you?
Hey, you do it too!
Pixel promotes our podcast more than we do. Which isn't a bad thing, because Pixel is on it.
Yes. I'm just still so proud of this orange peel. Before we started recording, well, actually, after we started recording, but before we started recording the podcast, we had both clicked record, but we didn't actually start doing anything yet. I managed to peel a cutie mandarin orange in one peel, so there's just like the one piece instead of thousands, and I'm very proud of it.
She called herself a goddess.
I am. I also called you a peasant.
I know, and I wasn't sure if I should be offended, but I've been told I should be, so...
I don't think you should necessarily be offended. You should just be respectful of your ruler.
Alrighty then, now that we've talked about that, how about we actually get to the stuff that we should discuss since we have it planned out on the document?
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I like the tangents we get off on, but sometimes it's just...
You don't like being a peasant?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the word peasant, I like the word pesante.
I love it.
If you add a little pizzazz to it, just makes it all better.
Hello, Sky.
Is that Sky _ pirate? Sky is SKYE.
That is Sky _ pirate. She just kind of like waltzed into my room and the door was shut, so I don't entirely know how.
Maybe she knows how to open doors now.
Wouldn't surprise me. That girl, let me tell you, she has quite the vertical. So it would not surprise me if she was able to jump up on the, like, door handle and open it. And I'm not even joking a little.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Katrina, what's your favorite thing this week?
My favorite thing this week is music, and I know that's kind of redundant because we have favorite songs as a section and favorite things as a section. You good there?
I'm swell.
Alright.
I'm deliriously tired.
But anyways, I was talking about my favorite thing before I was interrupted by things that you cannot hear because she wasn't saying anything. She was just sleeve smacking me even though we live like
How far apart do we live?
I don't know. Let's Google
I'll look it up.
Okay.
No, I'll look it up. You talk about your favorite thing.
Okay. So my favorite thing is music, and this seems a little redundant because we have a favorite song section and a favorite thing section. But honestly, I think it's really cool that you can, like, portray how you're feeling in, like, lyrics and, like, a cool melody, and it makes people feel a certain way. And I've just been feeling that this week.
I feel that. It's almost exactly 10 hours.
So better start driving, Rachel.
I'm sorry, did you not hear me? I drove my car into a ditch. I'm kind of not a fan of the interstate right now. And heck, the road I would have to take to get there is the highway I was on when I drove my car into a ditch.
Well, maybe you'll learn from your mistakes, Rachel.
I didn't take the highway home today. I was like, I'm just gonna not.
Yeah. Anyways, what's your favorite thing this week, Rachel?
Well, we already talked about it at the beginning of the podcast, but my favorite thing is days off, because, 6 days off in a row is amazing.
But also...
it was like a mini break.
It's amazing, but also not, because then you kind of want some scheduling back in your life.
Yeah, on Wednesday, which was our last, the day we had a snow day, I was like, honestly, I'm ready to go back. I'm just kind of bored.
Yeah.
I was so bored, I got caught up on all of my assignments. And if you know me, you know that I have to be really bored to get caught up on assignments. Because I'm a procrastinator. I leave everything till last minute.
Same. What's your favorite song this week, Rachel?
My favorite song this week is "Dying in LA" by Panic at the Disco. But my second favorite, which was in close running, is "Roaring Twenties," which is on the same album. It's the same album that has "High Hopes" too. But I just recently started listening to this song. I don't know why, but it's so good. Also, "Hey Look Ma, I Made It." So good.
That whole album is just bop after bop, and honestly...
Oh. Can we add the whole album to the playlist? I'm kidding, don't do that.
I mean, you picked some of your favorites just like I did with the entire Hamilton soundtrack, because we did not put the entire Hamilton soundtrack on the Spotify playlist, which, by the way, is linked in the description if you want a Spotify playlist of all of the songs we've had as our favorite songs of the week.
Yeah, it's updated right now, because Katrina finally updated it after, 2 months?
I did. I don't know if I updated it since last week, though.
Make sure you update it after this week, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. You guys won't even notice, because I'll have it done by the time... I might even update it before, so if you're really paying attention, you'll know the songs before we even say them. But you won't, because you won't hear this until after we say our favorite songs. So, I'm tripping myself out. I'm sorry.
Speaking of which, what's your favorite song this week?
My favorite song this week is I Like Me Better by Lauv. And
I Like Me Better too.
It's one of the songs, I found it from... It's the song when they're going to the ski trip into All the Boys I've Loved Before.
Oh my gosh.
I love that song. It just puts me in a good, chill mood, but also playful mood, and, it's a bop.
Fair enough. That's, yeah.
Do you have anything against my music choices, Rachel?
I have nothing against your music choices. You know what I've fallen in love with? Spotify's Finally Friday playlist. It is full of bops.
Wait, I have not heard of this. Explain it to me.
It's just they have a playlist called Finally Friday, and they put all of the biggest bops on there of the week, and it's so good. It's better than the global top 50 and the US top 50. Because that just has a bunch of rap songs, but this is actual pop. Some of the songs even slap.
Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna save this so I can listen to these bops.
Anyway, should we move on to some questions?
Yes, we should.
Awesome. Our first question is from @SuperZanQ, and he asks, what's your favorite type of trash can? Either the ones that you just have to wave your hand over to open, or the ones that have the pedals that you step on, so then you don't actually have to touch the trash can lid.
At the Chick-fil-A's near me, they have these new automatic trash cans that if you put the tray in, up to the trash can door, then it automatically opens, and you just dump your food in there and put the tray on the top. Which I think is a little extra, but,
We're moving into the future. We have to have stupid things like that.
We have to have automatically opening trash cans instead of working on other things.
Yep, basically.
Basically. Priorities of the world today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
The next question is from I know how to say her channel name, but I don't know if I say Sci with Steph. It's Science with Steph. But her is just Sci with Steph. And she asks, I still don't understand yeet. Is it a good thing? What do you do if you yeet something?
Well, yeet is a battle cry, so.
Yeah. So
that's the only explanation you need.
It depends on your tone of voice, because you can be like, oh, we don't have class today, big yeet. Or you could say, aw, sad yeet. It just depends on the context, like, honestly.
So,
it's
like,
mostly a good thing, though.
It's mostly a good thing, and if you're yeeting something, it's like you're throwing it, but also kind of not. The point of yeet is no one understands entirely what yeet is.
I wonder who the first person was that ever said yeet.
I think it was in a text, and they meant to say yet. So it was like, hey, are you here? Yeet. I think every, like, hipster word was started by someone...
by typos.
Spelling. Yes!
So,
and then
autocorrect.
Someone pointed it out. Yeah, autocorrect is... Oh my gosh. The government is controlling us and telling us how to use slang by autocorrecting to new words so we use them. Oh my goodness.
Rachel.
The FBI agents are gonna come for me now. We're in the Matrix.
Rachel, this isn't a conspiracy theory podcast.
Yes, it is. It is now. It's not a conspiracy theory, it's the truth. We're exposing the truth about America.
But that's just a theory.
I told you I'm delusionary. No, not delusionary. I'm deliriously tired.
I know.
But anyway.
Anyways, what's our next question, Rachel?
Our next question is from @AmeriCarlin, and he says, The Breakfast Club. How is high school different now? How is it the same? First of all, I don't have a locker. That's something I remember about the Breakfast Club. There are lockers everywhere, but, like, my school actually does not have enough lockers, so unless you specifically ask for one, you don't get one.
I know that for my school, like, freshmen, I know for sure everyone gets a locker, but you have to ask for it after freshman year, but nobody uses their locker freshman year, because you have gym lockers anyways if you take a gym class, or you have orchestra lockers or band lockers if you do that, then. So lockers, like, everybody's like, where do you hang out if you don't have lockers? And I'm like, you just hang out. You don't need a specific place to do that. But, like, I think he might be talking about the stereotypical, like, job.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah, you're just talking about the lockers.
Yes. No, I need to vent about this. We had a sub in my broadcasting class, and I'm really close with my broadcasting teacher, so she lets me, like, keep all of my stuff in one of the editing rooms so that I don't have to carry it around with me all day.
Yeah.
And the sub was like, why do you keep your stuff in here? And she was, like, being really rude about it, and I was like, well, or she goes, why wouldn't you keep it in your locker? And I was like, I don't have a locker. And she goes, what do you mean you don't have a locker? This is high school. And I was like, yeah, I don't have a locker. They just didn't have enough. And she goes, this is ridiculous. You should find somewhere else to put your stuff. And I was like, excuse you. You are a one-day sub. You're not gonna kick me out of keeping my stuff in this room.
That's ridiculous, honestly.
I was so annoyed.
I can tell. I'm annoyed,
yeah. Too. Like, what do you need to find somewhere else to keep your stuff? Like, no! I've cleared this with the teacher. She's fine with it. Like, whatever. Anyway, stereotypical high school.
Yeah, so, I mean, there's still the designated popular kids, which popularity is stupid as it is.
We've already vented about that.
We
regularly vent about that.
Yeah. So, popularity doesn't exist. There are people that think that it does exist, but people think they're more popular for the most stupid things, like who has the best clothes. And honestly, clothes don't matter. Who has AirPods doesn't matter. Like, these are just objects. It won't affect you in the future.
Also, one thing that makes you quote-unquote cool in high school right now is if you vape in the bathrooms or not.
Yeah. So, that's a thing.
So, you know.
So that means I'm very not cool, because juuling is not cool in school.
I am also not cool. I mean, Kidsy, you shouldn't be juuling at all.
I don't jewel.
I don't do the jewel. I don't do drugs. I don't breathe the devil's air. I don't inhale the candy air. I don't.
All right. Oh, alright.
Let's move on
Kids, don't do drugs.
Kids, don't do drugs. Adults, make smart choices.
It sounds like you're saying that just to me, because you're like, kids.
Because you're kidsy and I call you kids. Well, actually, you're McKidsy.
No one calls me McKinsey, they just call me Kidsy, but okay.
Yeah, and I just call you kids, because I'm too lazy. But, like, with a Z.
Yeah.
I never just text you and I'm
Or
like,
you
hey,
just say-
kids, like, KIDS. It's always KIDZ.
Yeah, you're like, or you just say, hey, you, or hey.
I don't ever say, hey, you.
Hey, you.
I don't like your boyfriend. Hey, you think you need a new one. Is it girlfriend?
Yeah.
Is it girlfriend and I just messed up? Wow.
Well, this is awkward.
So thanks for listening, guys. Katrina needs a new co-host. I just died of embarrassment.
Then how are you talking?
From beyond the grave.
Alright,
Yep.
how is it the same? We talked about the differences.
No, we talked about the similarities. The stupid popularity. We need to talk about how it's different. Other than lockers. So first of all, we don't have detention at my school. That's not a thing.
I think it is for us, but I don't think Saturday school is unless you're a really troubled child.
Oh, actually, we do have Saturday school, but it's just, like, it's called SMART. They try and make it seem not like Saturday school, but it's, like, it's a resource time. So you're in the library and you're expected... Wow, it is kind of like the Breakfast Club. You're in the library and you're expected to, like, work on stuff. Who does that? Just kidding. I've never been given a Saturday school. People very rarely get them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I haven't seen The Breakfast Club in a really long time, so
Yeah,
I
same.
don't feel like I'm in a position to answer this accurately.
It's also rated R, so
It is?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was like, I was talking to my dad and I was like, so Tyler asked a question about the Breakfast Club. And because I think I've seen some of the movie, maybe not all of it, because last time I saw some of it was a very long time ago and I don't think my parents would show me a rated R movie as a small child. But,
You're still a small child?
I still am, but yeah, it's rated R.
Oh, okay. I thought it was PG-13.
Yeah, so we'll see. I haven't seen the entire movie, but I get the gist of it because my dad has shown me some scenes because it's a good 80s movie and I need to know it for culture and stuff or whatever.
That was the most Gen Z standard teenager answer
Whatever.
ever. It was like, I guess I need to know it for stupid culture or something. Whatever. Anyway, what's the next
I didn't
question?
say stupid culture. Anyways, next question is from Emily Hoffman, and she asks, what is your current favorite book?
What is my current favorite book?
I forgot the word current, so I just said current and then stop.
Okay. I'm like looking over at my bookshelf right now, which is half packed in boxes because we close on the house in 6 days, and I've only packed 2 boxes.
Rachel,
Yes?
you need to pack.
I don't want to. I hate packing. It's just stupid. Am I allowed to say stupid on this podcast?
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's just
Unless you're
stupid.
Unless you're saying it about yourself, and we do not promote self-discrimination or
Self-deprecation?
deprecation, discrimination. What?
We do, however, support deprecation by your co-host.
I mean, you did call me a peasant, so...
That's because I peeled it in one peel. I really like the book Variant by... I don't remember. I could walk over to my bookshelf and get the book, but that's a lot of work, so I'm not gonna do that. Basically, orphans, like, some orphans are selected to go to the school, and the school has no teachers, and they don't actually get taught anything. but also they're stuck there. It's like they're being watched, and they have these weird elevators things that bring them things, and there are robots, and it's weird as heck.
Huh. That sounds interesting.
It is, honestly. Like, it's a good book. I would recommend reading it. What's your favorite book right now? Katrina?
My favorite book right now, because the only book that I'm reading, well, not really reading, but listening to, is Welcome to Night Vale.
I haven't started listening to it yet.
I only listened to the first chapter, and I'm very confused. But we're gonna save the discussion for when we discuss this, so make sure you're reading along, or you read before you listen to the episode that comes out in mid to late February, where we discuss it. We really should. I DM'd you this week, and I was like, hey, we should set a date for that, and you never responded. So
I'm pretty sure I was at urgent care when that was happening. I'm pretty sure that's when you sent that. So I have an excuse.
We'll see.
We'll set it up. I pinky swear. Anyway, that was a good question. That was a great. I was gonna say swagway instead of segue. Words are hard.
Yes.
Anyway,
they are.
The next question is from at Johanna Total, who we both know as Totals or Toods with 2 O's. And she asks, "What's your favorite thing about having a podcast?" I want you to answer this first.
I don't know what I want to answer yet, though.
Oh, well then I guess I can go.
Yeah, you go.
I like having an excuse to sit on the phone with Katrina for hours every week.
Aww!
Because, like, you're such a fun person to talk to, and I always love the conversations that we have. And then usually after we wrap up the podcast, you and I just kind of chill on the call still. Except we can't do that tonight because I have to go watch the episode of The Good Place that I missed. But... Priorities.
I see how it is.
But yeah, I love talking to you all the time. And, like, we text and message and DM a lot, but it's not the same. Yeah. We're weird Gen Zers insofar as we both prefer phone calls.
Yeah.
So, you know, I like being on the phone with you. That's my favorite part.
Yeah.
What's your favorite part? You can say not that. I won't be offended.
Well, that is a good part, but I don't want to repeat what you said because that was something that was in the back of my mind. I think I really like interacting with our audience as well, because I'm having this conversation and I can see Rachel, like, right here, and she's chewing on a pen right now.
I wasn't chewing on it, it was just, like, sitting next to my mouth.
Sure. But, like, I can see her and I talk to her every week, but it's really cool to see how you guys interact with us when we're, because for me it just seems like a conversation with Rachel, but then after we hit that upload button, I see that you guys are as involved, if not more involved, in this community than we are. So it's really cool to see that in a community. So yeah,
it is. I agree. That was a good question.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
The next question is from @aswazzle and she asks, what were your dream jobs when you were small children?
No, small childs.
Small child, I'm sorry.
Jeez, you gotta get the kid language right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, I'll forgive you this time.
Okay, good.
When I was little, oh my god, I'm trying to think. It was something, like, really weird. I wanted to work at Walmart as a cashier. That's, like, all I wanted to do. You know how, like, in kindergarten and every year of, like, your primary schooling, the teachers are like, what do you want to be when you grow up? We have several papers on which I wrote, Walmart cashier. So I had high hopes for myself.
High hopes.
What am I looking at?
I'm sorry, I had to move that down to grab something behind my laptop.
Oh, I was like, do you want me to see your foot? That's weird. She's like,
look, it's my foot, my ankle.
Your ankle, cover it up, Katrina!
I'm sorry. I didn't know we had a podcast dress code.
We do. Only comfy pajamas, but absolutely no ankles.
I'm not wearing comfy pajamas, though.
Me either.
Because we actually did things today.
Ew! Why would we do that?
Responsibilities. Disgusting.
Can we not? Hey, listen, I tried to be responsible today, and then I drove my car into a ditch. So... adulting is not for me.
Yeah, but...
What job did you want to be when you were a small child?
I wanted to be a singer or an actress or something.
That's so stereotypical of you.
I know.
Also, that kind of cracks me up, because now you're, like, super shy and stage frighty, and that cracks me up.
Here's the thing. I was in this theater program, and they were doing audition, like, I was in a few musicals with them before, and I got ensemble roles because I was, like, 7. But then they were doing The Little Mermaid, and I auditioned, and then they were under new direction or whatever, and I went in to see why I didn't get in, because I didn't get in, and they had never not let somebody in before. Mm-hmm. And so I went up, and they were like, hey, we're explaining why we didn't let some people in, and then I went in and talked to the director, and apparently they didn't let me into The Little Mermaid because I was too little. So, I was bitter about that, and then took it personally as as they were taking it against my skills or whatever. So, yeah, that's why I'm not comfortable on a stage anymore.
I'm sorry. What? You were too little for The Little Mermaid.
I know!
What?
And you know what's funny?
What? They let people in that were smaller than you?
No. It's funny because this year my high school is doing The Little Mermaid, and I was so sure that I wasn't gonna get into pit orchestra, and I did.
You got in? You didn't tell me!
Yeah.
Oh,
that's why I said that I had pit rehearsals on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and that's why we couldn't...
Okay, listen. My brain doesn't work, and every time you say pit rehearsal, I think of, like, an apricot pit? Or an avocado? You're an avocado! Thanks! Anyway. So many Vine references this episode. I'm here for it.
Yeah, so I got in, for those of you like Rachel who didn't know. I got second violin.
How many are there? How many are there?
There's 2.
Two last year there, 37!
So I'm second violin out of 2, so that just shows how desperate they were.
That's 100%! 2 out of 2! Killing the game. That's how that works, right?
Sure. Alright, should we move on? Should we move on to our last question?
It's from my sister, do we have to? I'm kidding, I love you, Jessie.
We probably should.
She asked, okay, she's just been asking sports questions because she knows that I don't know the answer. And I'm a little upset about it. But she asks, what do you think of the Super Bowl matchup? And were you surprised with the results in the championship games? So here's my thought on it, right? I said that, teams would get in, and a team would win.
You're not wrong.
I was right. So, ha ha! You tried to trick me, Jessie, but you can't.
See, I didn't know that the teams were out for the Super Bowl yet.
I did know it, because people have been talking about it. Non-stop.
I knew people were, like, talking about the Patriots or whatever, but they always talk about the Patriots and the Super Bowl, and I know it happens, like, in January or February, but, like, I didn't know what was going on because I don't think my family's team has been doing well because they haven't been watching sports, or they're always watching sports when I'm recording for the podcast, so I never know what happens, and I don't really want to know, so...
I forgot that I said I wanted the Steelers to win out of the blue.
Oh yeah,
do you remember?
Rachel.
It's still in my Twitter bio that
You're
I'm
a
a
fake
Steelers
fan, Rachel.
I'm a fake fan.
You need to change your bio now.
So instead of I'm a Steelers fan at heart, I should change it to I'm a fake Steelers fan.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do that right now.
Good.
Go sports, am I right?
Sports.
Sports go sports. Have you watched the Garfunkel and Oates Sports Go Sports? It's funny.
I think
I'll send
I
it to
have.
you.
It's been a while though. Okay.
I'm a fake Steelers fan, comma, at me. I dare you.
So we've already been recording for like 45 minutes and we haven't gotten to trending or the Buzzfeed quiz yet, so...
We should get to the trending and Buzzfeed quiz.
Yeah. What do you want to do first?
Let's start with trending and we can end on the Buzzfeed quiz. End on a high note. End on the highest of high notes.
Alright.
So, the first thing on trending is Ned reacts to the Try Guys bone cracking video. Bone cracking video. That would be a much different video and probably, NSFW? I actually watched this and I thought it was hilarious because I'm a person that, like, I go to a chiropractor regularly, or at least I used to, and, like, I crack my back, I crack my neck, like, I'm fine with bone popping, and I actually don't hate the sound. Like, I don't go listen to bone cracking videos, but I'm, like, whatever with it. So it, pardon the pun, but cracked me up.
Yeah. I thought it was really funny because I know you've been sending me Try Guys videos to watch and been telling me to, like, watch their content more and stuff, and I saw it was trending and I was like, hey, I can watch this video, and I thought it was really funny that Ned just hated it and everybody else loved it, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, because it was funny because he was like, I was conveniently out of town. Also, yeah. I made no attempt to reschedule because I hated it. And I was like, oof, that's a mood.
Yeah, I don't go to a chiropractor, but I definitely, like, pop my neck, I pop my back, I pop my fingers and stuff.
Just talking about it makes my neck feel stiff. I need to pop everything real quick. I may or may not edit this out, so I'm sorry.
Probably should, so we don't lose followers.
It's fine. Anyway, that's one of the things trending on YouTube. The other thing trending is college kids react to hashtag 10-year challenge. Listen, 10-year challenge isn't fun for people our age because it's like, you went from an infant to a teenager, like most people do in that span of time. Good job!
True. Because everybody's like, oh, look, I've changed so much. Ew, I was so cringy. And I'm like, I was literally 9. 10 years ago?
You were not 9, hun. You're not 19 now.
Math is hard. I'm sorry. I was literally 5, Rachel. I went from 5 to 5. Wow. I have not aged.
You don't look a day over 5.
Good.
10-year challenge doesn't work on us because we don't age. Conspiracy theory. Gen Zers do not age. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that.
Rachel did say that I had a baby face yesterday, so...
Yeah, I did. No, I said it was like, you grew up from like, oh, you're so cute, you're such a cute little kid, to like you grew up into Noah Centineo. That's how you say his name, right?
Centineo? Yeah.
Centineo. Of course you know how to properly say his name.
What's that supposed to mean?
You have an obsession.
I don't have an obsession.
Look at me. Don't look off to the side. Look at me and tell me you don't have an obsession.
I don't have an obsession.
No, say it without smiling.
I'm a smiley person. Smiling's my favorite.
No, work's your favorite. Make work your new favorite.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, what's trending on Twitter?
There were 2 Twitter moments that I thought that we could talk about, and one of them was describe your kitchen skills in a GIF, because I'm not gonna decide.
We don't say that word on this podcast.
Yeah, because we don't want to get sued by the company or whatever. I don't know.
That's not how that would... No, what?
Okay.
Anyway.
Moving on. I just found these to be really relatable, because a lot of them were office...
From The Office?
We're from The Office. And, like, when Kevin spills his chili all over the floor... That's my cooking skills.
That's like the first one that pops up. I love it. I'm like decent in the kitchen. No, I would be the GIF that's like, I think I'm doing okay, and then like everything is like messed up around me. I know what I'm thinking of, I don't know where it is.
Or it could be that everything's fine with the fire surrounding it because you always burn yourself.
I do. I get injured a lot.
I know.
It's fine. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine, okay?
Oh, I found one that's you. Scroll down.
Which one?
The blonde woman turning around.
Oh, yeah, I liked that one. Anyway. Is anything else trending on the thing that we call Twitter?
Yes, there is. It is things we wish we would have learned in school. And since we are in school, I figured we could see if they are teaching us these now. I don't think they are, but...
Some of these I'm looking through. How to math better, but 18 out of 10 times it didn't. No, I think I learned math pretty well, even though I failed calculus. I think... So here's my problem with math is, I am in between the advanced students and the, like, grade level students, which means I am either really bored in a general math class, or I'm in way over my head in a, like, advanced math class, so I fall just in that perfect spot where it's like, I'm screwed.
Yeah. I wish school had taught me if it was GIF or GIF.
Honestly, though. So one of these is how to remember people's names, and I actually learned that in my econ class.
Do you have any tips and tricks for those of us who aren't as lucky as you, Rachel?
Say it a lot when the first conversation. So, like, if Katrina and I are meeting for the first time, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Katrina.
Hi, Katrina. I'm Rachel. And then just, like, throughout your conversation, be like, so, Katrina. And use their name as much as possible without being, like, awkward about it, and it'll stick in your head better. And then also, if possible, write it down.
Or you just only have internet conversations, so you don't have to ask them, you just look at their username.
That too. Anyway. So yeah, those are the Twitter trendings. I'm glad none of those said, like, how to do a budget or something, because people always say that, but I don't know about for you, but economics and personal finance are, like, kind of required classes at my school. Personal finance isn't, but econ is.
I think econ is, but I don't have my course requirements right in front of me. I know there's certain things that are considered history credits, but they're actually not.
Yeah.
But anyways, should we get to our favorite segment on this podcast?
Let's do it. Is the favorite segment, let's take a Buzzfeed quiz?
It is.
That's my favorite segment on this podcast.
And we actually got a Buzzfeed submission from...
AZ... Was it Azwazzle? Azwazzle?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Azwazzle. Woozle.
And the one she sent us was, these 20 trivia questions will separate the millennials from the Gen Zers.
So, the real joy in this is, they're all pictures. So,
yeah.
The first one is of an old building with a rectangle slanted, that is, like, faded on top.
Can you hold up for a second? None of the pictures are loading on my screen.
Oh no!
We're gonna try and fix this. Hold up.
Technical difficulties.
We love technical difficulties.
It's not an episode if we don't have technical difficulties.
Are you a Rachel Burrito again?
No, I'm not. This is just a cardigan, unfortunately. I can be a Rachel Burrito. I'm gonna be a Rachel Burrito. I like being a burrito.
Yay!
Also, remind me to show you the new leggings I got at work. This is completely off topic and not at all related to Buzzfeed.
Because I'm trying to get to the quiz without it glitching out.
Listen, Linda. Linda, listen.
So many Vine references.
So many! Are you saying there's something wrong with so
I
many
got
Vine
the pictures
references?
to load, so we're good.
Okay, so, yeah, so we're trying to figure out if we can trick this quiz or not. So it's a building, and there is like a faded area where there was a sign and it is rectangular in shape and slanted. I know what this is.
I know what this is.
The options are Hollywood Video, Circuit City, Media Play, or Blockbuster.
It's
Blockbuster.
Yeah.
What's the next?
I don't think I've ever been to a Blockbuster, but I know there was one right next to the King Soopers that was by my old house. So I've always like,
definitely.
Hey.
I went to Family Video a lot more than I went to Blockbusters because I don't know, we just did.
All right. The next question is, what was this a part of? And it has a circular, like, it looks kind of like a CD, which, oh, kids don't know what CDs are anymore.
Nope, we don't.
Fight me. But it has a disc shape, and it has a rolling ball in the middle, and I know what it's a part of. The options are computer mouse, Game Boy, NES controller, or back massager. Gee,
That is a tough one.
Such a tough one.
3, 2, 1. Computer mouse.
Computer mouse.
Okay, well, you said it late, so.
I said it when you counted down on my screen, so.
Okay, well. The next question is, these used to be found in every car. What were they for? And it has a pointy thingy in the middle, and then some circles on the outside, and then a bigger circle, and then a bigger circle. And it's being held in a hand. And I know what this is, because my car has one.
I don't know if mine does, but I think
I
know what it is. But if
mine still has one that is fully functional.
Okay. I think I don't know what it is.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was powering the radio.
No, it's lighting cigarettes. It's a cigarette lighter, and it gets hot when you push it in. I didn't realize that it was actually hot. I thought mine was broken, so I touched my hand to it, and I had a circular burn. And you could see the spiral on it for 2 weeks, I think.
Great job.
What's the next question?
The next question is, what did this dog want? And it has a little chihuahua thing, and the options are a Dell computer, Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, or a Ford truck, and I know what it is.
I know what it is because it's a meme.
Yeah.
Taco Bell!
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yes. Oh, this next one I do not know. It says, what company was this guy the spokesperson for? And it's got a bleached white hair dude smiling, 2 thumbs up, and a black backpack that he only has 1 strap on. I'm guessing. I am fully guessing, and I was wrong.
Let's see. I'm gonna choose one still. Let's do... Oh, I got it right! I didn't know what it was.
Nice.
The options were Mac, Dell, Windows, and Gateway, and it's Dell.
Yeah, I guessed that it was Windows.
Nope.
I learned that now.
Alright, the next question is, what is the name of this phone? And it's kind of like it's like a half flip phone, except it isn't a traditional flip phone where it, like, opens up. It has, like, the keyboard that slides down. And it has a little touch dial that you could use to, like, move up and down and stuff. And it says, what's the name of this phone? And I don't know what it is.
So your options are chocolate, sidekick, razor, or droid, and I guessed incorrectly.
So did I.
What did you guess?
I guessed razor.
That's what I guessed! It's chocolate. That was the one I didn't...
Why would you call phone a chocolate?
Okay, so I heard that there was a phone called Chocolate Bar, like a chocolate bar, so that's why I was a little confused on it. I think if it had said chocolate bar instead of chocolate, I would have gotten it.
Yeah.
The next one is says, what movie is this line from? What? Like, it's hard? And I know.
I know. I so know.
Legally Blonde.
Yeah, I saw this movie, like, December of last year.
What's the next question?
Hold up, it's glitching. Hold up.
No.
There we go.
No glitch.
There we go. I just need to scroll down again. Who sings this song? It's getting hot in here. So hot. So take off all your clothes. I am getting too hot. I want to take my clothes off.
I know the song. I don't know who sings it. I'm so bad.
I don't either. So it's fine. Awesome. I just guessed and I guessed incorrectly, so.
I should guess. I don't know. Nelly? Hey, I was right! It's Nelly!
Good job.
What did you guess?
I guessed Stacy Orico.
Oh, I was really hoping you would guess Fat Joe.
No, I didn't.
I was about to start describing the next thing and almost said the words, like what it is, because I know what this is.
Yeah, me too.
And it says, what would you typically store in this? And it is a black bottle with a gray lid. Mm-hmm. And your options are printer, ink, sewing needles, that's just a trash can, or film for a camera.
It's film for a camera.
Film for a camera.
Yeah.
What's the next question?
Next question is, what did the Subway used to be? Radio Shack, Blockbuster, McDonald's, or Pizza Hut?
Just for the record, it's not a normally shaped Subway.
Yeah, it isn't.
It's a Pizza Hut!
Yeah.
That one's not even hard, because Pizza Huts are still shaped like that. Like,
yeah, like, they have it has a roof that looks like the logo of Pizza Hut.
The next question is, what is the name of this texting method? 44 pause, 33 pause, 999 equals hey. I know it.
I don't know what it's called. I know how to do it, but I don't know what it's called.
Your options are T81, quick text, T9, or easy text. But easy is the letter E and the letter Z, which we are opposed to. Right. What did you think it was?
I know the texting method. I didn't know what it was called. I said quick text.
Oh no, it's T9!
I'm sorry.
What's the next question?
The next question is, what would you use this for? And it's a little, rotating handle, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
And the options are to recline a chair, to loosen a screw, to shift a car into a different gear, or to open a window.
Do you know what this is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's to open a window.
Yeah.
My dad's car had this.
Yeah, every time my parents need to tell me something and the window's rolled down, they always make the circular motion that you would use on this particular...
See, that's funny.
Yeah, they're like, roll it down, and I'm like, it's a button, but okay.
It's a button now, guys. Okay, this next question bothers me. Because it says, what is this thing? And it shows a box, one of the buttons, and with a screen, very old looking. And the buttons are callback, delete, and then an up and down review button. And then written on the box is caller ID system 360. So your options are a beeper, a pager, a speakerphone, or caller ID box.
Gee, I wonder.
However, initially I thought it was a voicemail box thing, but close enough.
That's what a caller ID box is?
Oh, I thought it just showed you the number and nothing else.
Rachel.
I'm too Gen Z sometimes. Anyway.
I think they just think that Gen Z is, like, non-observant and stupid and, like...
That is exactly what we are, kidsy. Don't deny the truth.
Some of us are more than others.
Are you adding me right now?
I'm not.
What's the next question?
The next question is, where could you play this game? And it is... do I just say what it is? Because it doesn't really add to the question. Yeah, it's a pinball machine.
Yeah.
But it's an online pinball machine, so where would you play this?
Your options are Game Boy, N64, PS1, or PC. Do you know?
No, I'm guessing. But I guessed it correctly.
Yeah, it's PC. I used to play this.
I never did, but my dad has an actual pinball table in our basement, so...
Wow, you're cooler than me.
He doesn't know how to get it working, though, so... We have a pinball machine that doesn't work. Anyways, the next question...
The next question is, it says my mail, and it says new messages, new friend requests, new comments, new picture comments, and then 4 buttons that say inbox, sent, friend requests, and post bulletin. And it says, what website is this from? MySpace, Facebook, Xanga, Xanga, or LiveJournal.
I don't know what this is.
I do. This is the benefit of being a little sister, because both of my older sisters... Nope, I only have one older sister, but I meant to say both of my older siblings, and then said sisters. I have a brother who's also older. They're both millennials, so I grew up with some of this stuff.
I guessed it right, though, so...
It's MySpace!
It's MySpace! I've never actually seen MySpace.
I have.
You just said that, but okay.
Anyway, what's the next question?
The next question is, where were you supposed to stick one of these? And that sounds really passive-aggressive, but okay.
It does. Anyway.
But it's a game cartridge.
Yeah. So the questions the options are in my computer, in my N64, in my PS1, or in my camera.
I know what it is.
It's my N64.
Yeah.
The next question is, what were these dividers used for? And it's a stack of, like, almost like voting booth dividers in a wall. But they're not voting booth dividers. That's the only way I could think to describe them without calling them what they are. Your options are public newspapers, arcade games, phones, or that's a men's room. I know what it is. Phones.
Yeah. Phones. Yeah. It's like the little things they have in prison.
Anyway, what's the next question?
The next question is, what did these yellow bracelets typically say? And it shows a elastic yellow bracelet. It says, your options are live long, live hard, live forever, live strong.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Live strong.
Yeah.
The next question, Please tell me you know what this is.
I know what this is.
Okay, this is a game of Minesweeper, and it says, what was this game called? Your options are...
I can't describe this.
I know, I was like, it's a grid with a bunch of numbers and flags. Your options are Minesweeper, Sudoku, or Sudoku. However you say it, I don't care. I say Sudoku. Pegged, or Tic-Tac-Ticks. So... Alright, I think we have just one question left.
Alright, I think we do. The last question is, who loves orange soda? Kevin, Kel, Chris, or Emperor Marcus Aurelius?
I know this. I don't remember what it's from, but I know it.
I don't know what it is, so... I didn't get it right, so...
It's Kel.
Yeah, it's Kel.
Alright, so what was your percent?
My percentage was 15 out of 20 right.
What is your description?
My description is, you're definitely a millennial. Well, if it isn't a millennial, congrats, you just proved you're a millennial. Time to throw out your birth certificate. This quiz is all the proof you need. Trust me, bring it to the DMV.
So, I got 18 out of 20, and I got the same description for mine. So, I guess we need to change our podcast. BuzzFeed said so.
It says we need to change our birth. This is our birth certificate now, so.
So we're actually millennials, guys. That's gonna be the title of this week's episode. It's just, we're millennials, question mark?
Cool. Not clickbait.
Not clickbait. Yes. Yeah, no, I love it. Anyway, we are running... This is gonna be a long episode if we do not wrap up soon.
Yeah, I think we probably should, because we went on a lot of tangents. I think it was a good episode.
I think it was.
Before we close out, this is just a quick reminder to get your copies. You don't have to buy the book necessarily, but get an audiobook or a book of Welcome to Night Vale. When we talk about it, we'll pick a date and either tweet about it or talk about it on the podcast. So...
Don't forget to listen to it. I should probably start listening to it.
Yeah, Rachel.
Listen, you've listened to one chapter.
I listened to one chapter and I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too. You're further ahead than I am. Anyway, you want to wrap up?
Mm-hmm.
Deciding right now mentally if I should edit that out or not.
This has been another episode of Perspective Z. That's been Rachel.
And that's been Katrina.
Thanks for listening.
Bye!
Bye!